What up, everybody? Good afternoon, and welcome to a brand new live episode of Dodgers Territory. That is Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo. We are your hosts for the next half an hour. Thanks so much for being here. Would love to have you guys with us. Please rate us 5 stars, like and subscribe, all of the things on YouTube, our channel there, as well as wherever you get your podcast. Before we get into the big ticket, Clint, looks like we have some silver sluggers on our hand. The nominations came out today as far as the finalists are concerned. No big surprise. This is a team that can slug.
Yeah, they're pretty good at hitting the baseball. They're pretty good at doing world championship things. And hey, if they don't win it, at least they got the most important piece of hardware this year. That's a championship trophy.
That's right. Of course, no Gold Glove finalists for the Dodgers, but they are well represented with Silver Slugger finalists Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and catcher Will Smith. All right, let's get into the big ticket. We got a lot of parade talk to get to.
Let's do it.
I have to say, congratulations to the city of Los Angeles and its surrounding counties, because Los Angeles showed up, Clint, and showed out. I know that you did not go because you wanted to be in the confines of your friendly couch. I couldn't go because I was here in Massachusetts, but I am so proud of that city. I mean, this is something that's been 4 years in the making, my friend.
Yeah, that was something special. Dodgers fans showing out, the Dodgers organization, players showing out. There was a parade inside my city, as the saying goes. They left it all out there on the table. People getting smashed. Decoy having a great time on that parade float. Also, I love Decoy because he's just so happy always being held by Daddy Shohei there. But yeah, so many great sights up to and including getting to Dodger Stadium. We know our friend Max Muncy just joined Foul Territory a little bit ago, talking about Dave Roberts dancing with Ice Cube. Maybe that was a little bit much. Dave in the pocket.
I loved it. I loved it. Let it go. You can, and after you have had a season the way that the Dodgers did, and you were the manager, you are allowed to bust a jig, as the kids in 1958 would say.
Okay, you can't
with
dance
Ice
either.
Cube. I can dance.
You're going to the sock hop now?
Yep, I am, with my poodle skirt. Okay, don't worry about it. No, that was awesome to see, and I love that Ice Cube was able to come back and do that for the fans there at Dodger Stadium. I love how happy Dave Roberts was, and why not? You accomplished the one goal that every team sets out to at the beginning of spring training. You won the World Series. How about our friend Oral Hershiser, who actually now has a number 6 in terms of career saves, because Jack Flaherty, my goodness gracious, he was so bombed when John Hartung and the guys were interviewing all the players over there at the stadium. Jack Flaherty gets off of that director's chair and almost fell flat on his face, but Oral, the Bulldog, was right there. And again, if you guys haven't heard the story that Oral Hershiser told Clint and myself last week on Dodgers Territory about the whole Walker Buehler wearing Oral's jersey from 1988, please do yourself a favor. Go back to that episode of Dodgers Territory and listen to the thing in its entirety, because the Bulldog dropping some knowledge and some secret tidbits that maybe you didn't know. How happy are you, Clint, for
Kershaw, I'm going to go back for a second talking Walker Buehler. I wish they would have given him his opportunity on camera because you knew it was coming. Walker Buehler, sorry kids, gave us a sorry kids moment with his, what is it? World fucking champions, motherfucker. Sorry, that's a lot. I understand it's a lot. It's only 12 o'clock on a Monday. I apologize for the language.
Kids are in school that their parents would be offended. Hopefully they're in class right now.
But yeah, they turn the cameras away from Walker Buehler smartly. They don't from Kike Hernandez because he's already been fined. But I really do appreciate this team giving Clayton his chance to shine. Clayton very, very honest, open and honest, like, hey, I didn't really have anything to do with this one, but everybody plays a role, as you know, Alanna, in a very long 162 game season. Mm-hmm. Everybody plays a role. Kershaw took down, 8, 9, 12 starts, whatever it was. He's as important as Gavin Stone. He's maybe not as important as or somebody like a Taylor Trammell is not as important as either of those two guys. Maybe a Kevin Biggio, not as important as those two guys. But Kershaw, it felt a lot like make up for not getting this parade in 2020. It felt like 17 years of dedication to this organization, and I love what Clayton Kershaw told all of Dodgers, the fandom there, and he told our friend Dave Vassay, I'm not ready to hang him up yet. I'm gonna be here as a Dodger for the rest of my career. Dodger for life.
Yeah,
That's something.
Dodger for life,
The
he said.
tingles.
I know. And you saw how emotional he got. Dave was getting emotional. How can you not be romantic
Yeah.
about baseball? I mean, everybody was super emotional. And speaking of super emotional, how about Teoscar Hernandez? I mean, this is a guy, and nobody's happier for Teoscar than his agent. Just ask him. But he bet on himself. He signs a 1-year deal, probably left a lot of money on the table, 1-year deal, but wanted to be a Dodger, wanted to be a place where he knew he could contend. And when he was given the microphone, Clint, at the parade, he was so emotional. He was going to start it in Spanish and then kind of started talking in English, and was so thankful to the fans and the opportunity that the Dodgers organization gave him. And he did say, he said, I will do everything in my power in free agency to come back as a Dodger. And I don't know anybody that has said that they would rather have Juan Soto than Teoscar Hernandez. We can get into that in a second. But I just love the emotion from Kirsch. I love the emotion from Teoscar. I love the emotion from Kike, who is always emotional. But obviously, Kike was waiting for 4 years for this too. So was Max Muncy. So
Yeah.
a lot of the guys that were on that 2020 team are happy to be back and have the opportunity in a full season. So again, that asterisk can go to the moon, because that one is still legitimate. But now they don't have to worry about it because they have one in a full season. Just really special moment for the team and for the city.
Yeah, everything you love about it. Even Shohei Ohtani, speaking to the crowd in English. Same with them bullying Yoshinobu Yamamoto up to the mic to speak to the crowd in English. Yeah, it was fun. That was a party. The only thing missing was somebody like if. Maybe it would have soured it. We did talk about it a little bit here on the channel. Like, do they welcome back like somebody like a Justin Turner, or guys that didn't get a chance to celebrate that title during 2020? But listen, these guys earned it. These guys earned it so very, very much. And hey, let's run it back. Nine more titles in Shohei's run. But
yeah, that's what Dave Roberts was saying too. Let's run it back. All right, we got a lot to talk to in terms of, hey, by the way, free agency is here. Back in a moment after a quick word from AJ Pierzynski, Eric Kratz, and Scott Braun on Mint Mobile.
I love a great deal, but I'm not going to run sprints in the outfield just to save a few bucks. It has to be easy. No hoops, no BS. With Mint Mobile, it really is that easy to get wireless for $15 a month with the purchase of a 3-month plan. Purchase and activation is super easy too.
To get started, go to mintmobile.com/territory. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/territory. That's mintmobile.com/territory. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/territory.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on their first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
All right, Mint Mobile, we appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for being a part of the Territory here, Foul Territory platform. We discussed it a little bit, Clint, but Teoscar wants to be a Dodger. I want him to come back as a Dodger. And we are officially in that hot stove period. Free agency has officially started today. Fabian Ardaya saying Teoscar Hernandez is a free agent, but he said re-signing with the Dodgers will be a priority. I want us to be here. I want us to be part of this. So he is one of 6 free agents that the Dodgers have to decide to part ways with or have them return. Here they are: Walker Buehler, of course, Jack Flaherty. We just mentioned Teoscar, of course, right-handed pitcher Blake Trinan, obviously Kike, and then right-hander Joe Kelly. Off of that list, Clint, of the 6, what's your priority?
Teoscar Hernandez absolutely needs to be the priority. The Dodgers need outfield help next year. You don't know exactly what that outfield is going to look like. You don't know if Tommy Edman's going to be the starting shortstop or if they're going to pursue a shortstop in free agency this winter. But the options are thin. I don't know how how the organization views James Outman. We don't know what Andy Pages's future is going to look like yet. Dalton Rushing is somebody that we're playing in left field, but he hasn't even made his major league debut. So to have somebody that is a grown-up, that is an adult, we don't know what Mookie Betts is, if he's going to be back and right, if they're going to try to play him at second. I know very few people, but my co-host on my show, producer Kevin, he wants to see him back at shortstop, and I laugh every time he brings it up. Laugh in his face, mind you, every time he brings it up. But to have somebody who could play some right field, play left field, and is a bona fide postseason hitter, you need to bring him back. Plus, don't you want people that want to work with you, that want to be a part of your organization? That needs to mean something. So Teoscar Hernandez, right there at the top of the list for me.
Teoscar Hernandez is also my top priority, and I want someone that can play right field for the Dodgers, not named Juan Soto. I do not want Juan Soto, not to take anything away from him. He's a fine young man, good player. I don't want the Dodgers spending $600 million on Juan Soto or whatever the heck it's going to take to have just an offensive player. We already have one. Shohei Ohtani is a DH. He's obviously going to pitch next year, but as far as I understand, Juan Soto can't pitch. He's a defensive liability. I want what you could get for the price tag that Juan Soto is going to command. You could get 2 bullpen pieces, because don't forget Daniel Hudson is gone. You could get outfield help, obviously. Re-sign Teoscar. Kevin Kiermaier has retired, so there's a left-handed bat that's gone. You could also get another frontline starting pitcher by the name of Max Fried. Okay, I'm going after Max Fried. I'm going after Corbin Burns. I'm going after a really solid bullpen piece. And, of course, I want Teoscar back. I think you could do a bullpen piece, 2 frontline starters, maybe 1.5, and Teoscar for what you're going to have to pay to get Juan Soto. And to me, and I had this conversation the other day on High Heat, that I think if it's bad for baseball. The Dodgers have already spent $700 million. They spent $1.2 billion in the offseason. If they just won a World Series. If they'd go and now spend $700 million or whatever the heck it's going to be for Juan Soto, 500 or above, he's asking for something north of $500 million. It's not good for it's not good for the sport. So, bring back
Teoscar,
Bueller. Go
Kike.
get Corbin.
Kike, bring him back.
I mean, yeah, but Kike's not going to. I don't even factor Kike in, because he's not going to warrant this ridiculous price tag.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about guys that are going to ask for quite a sum of money. So
the
Bueller,
bag, as the kids call it. Yeah.
The bag, as the kids call it. Bueller, Teoscar, a bullpen piece, and a Corbin Burns or a Max Fried.
Yeah, I know some folks are clamoring for Fried. I'm kind of fully on the Blake Snell train. Suddenly,
I don't know.
He's best friends with Dave Vassay, so that already helps him mesh in the organization. His father plays for the team in Austin Barnes, so that really helps out Blake Snell. But he's a lefty. He's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. When he's healthy, he's right. There are a few more dominant in the game than Blake Snell. And to have somebody that likely pitchers, because all pitchers break down, but to have somebody that's not going to break down, that's going to be available for the team through the entirety of the season into the postseason, to have one more guy that you could throw at the top, understanding that this team is going to inject Shohei Ohtani into that rotation alongside Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Tyler Glasnow should be back and healthy. And yes, I agree. I would love to see Walker Bueller back. But hey, what did we see this year? This team, you can never have enough pitching, as my friend Tim Rogers likes to tell us a lot. You can never have enough starting pitching, especially. So they need some help, and somebody that can go out there and get you 175 innings easy. I think that goes a long way. I also
why Snell over Burns?
I want a lefty for one.
Okay.
Corbin Burns, not a proven postseason or a performer.
Well, because he hasn't had a ton of time in the postseason either, poor guy. But I mean,
Small sample
they're
size.
almost even in terms of age. I mean, Blake Snell is going to be 32 on December 4th, and Burns is 30, so 30, 31, so about the same age. I can understand the left-handed side of things, but I don't know. I just think that Burns brings less problems.
What problems has Blake Snell bring?
He's kind of a pain in the badoobies.
I think that was a younger Blake Snell a little bit. I think he's matured a little bit. I think his season in San Francisco taught him that winning is more important than a lot of money, even though he's going to get a lot of money. I do agree, as producer Sarah says, he can be hot and cold at times, but when he's hot, when he's right, there are a few better than him. So if you're going out and pursuing a frontline guy, I mean, Max Fried wasn't even available for the Braves in this, postseason or towards the end of the season there. As much as, Max Fried coming home, I think he's another one of those Harvard Westlake kids and all that. I love Max Fried as well. I just really, really like the idea of Blake Snell if you are going to add one more frontline guy. Corbin Burns, great addition as well. But I'm on the Snell train. I also agree. No on Juan Soto. No, that is a problem, dude. I think he's too much of a prima donna for this clubhouse. That's my feeling on it. Give me Teoscar Hernandez, and if you want to use some of that money to bring in more offense, Willy Adames, they say, is going to be a Dodger. So
I mean, that would be ridiculous. But let me ask you this, or let me put this out there. Whomever they decide to go with as far as an additional frontline starter, hopefully they do bring Buehler back as well. It better be somebody that they sign quick, because I don't want any of this nonsense that we have a guy that's not, doesn't have a spring training, doesn't get signed until April, then is already behind the 8 ball. So Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, whomever it's going to be. I heard Nathan Eovaldi's, obviously opting out. He's opting out of his Texas Rangers stuff. A little older, but you know what? Go get it done quickly, because I don't want any of this mess of he's not ready, blah blah blah, and then we're already behind. All right, so they did bring back a couple of guys. They did decide to accept the option on Austin Barnes. They picked up the option for him, $3.5 million there for Sam, and they also brought back player coach Miggy Rowe. Mm-hmm. You like that?
Yeah, both of those deals, I mean, for under $10 million, we're bargain bin shopping here, as Andrew Friedman does so well. But you're bringing back 2 important leaders in that clubhouse. Austin Barnes has been there longer than everybody not named Clayton Kershaw. Yeah. He's also Clayton Kershaw's personal catcher. We know all that, but he's so important in the game planning. He, in his own right, is a player coach, and I think he's absorbed that role even more when it comes to the game planning and all of that kind of stuff that helps make Will Smith that much better at his job, a Gold Glove finalist at the catcher position. Same with Miguel Rojas. I mean, the work that he put in earlier this season trying to make Mookie Betts into a shortstop. Mm-hmm. Just the overall veteran leadership. We hear, some Yankee third baseman, former Miami Marlins, said he's not a leader. I think now we can definitely beg to differ. Miggy Rowe is definitely begging to differ on that.
I tell you what, when I was on Fair Territory with Ken Rosenthal, we have our Dude and Dork of the Week. And when that came out, when Jazz said that nonsense, that made me so mad. He was definitely my John Fisher Dork of the Week, because to say that Miguel Rojas is not a leader is preposterous. And maybe it's just you don't want to be held accountable, Jazz. Maybe you just, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to have your own personality, but if a veteran is calling you out on something, there's a reason that this guy's been in the big leagues as long as he have. And I love the fact that, Miguel Rojas put it out there in Spanish, who's holding the trophy now, bruh? I mean, he didn't say that. That's my words, not Miguel Rojas's words. Let's be very clear that was Alanna, not Miguel saying that stuff. But give me a break. He's the leader. Jess Chisholm can lead in different ways, but you can't say that Miguel Rojas is not a leader. So I'm with you. I think both of those options are good. Let me ask you this. So free agency, as we mentioned, begins today. Kike is a free agent. Mm-hmm. And he has decided that he's going to be employed at Raising Cane's. So he is out there in California at Raising Cane's. He's really diversifying his resume, his portfolio.
It's going to look good on his LinkedIn. Yeah. It's
going to look really good on the LinkedIn. But anyway, he's out there doing a signing and all kinds of things today and an appearance, of course, fielding questions. And he said that, he'd love to come back as a Dodger. And I think, there's something to be said, as you mentioned with Teoscar. People love playing in LA. It's not just about Los Angeles. It's about the organization and the way that you're treated. And I'll never forget, and I've probably shared this story before, but when AJ Pollock signed with the Dodgers as a free agent, that first spring training after he signed, because he obviously signed in the offseason, that first spring training, he walked into Camelback, and I'll never forget, it was like all the outfielders, like right when you walk in from the back, all the outfielders are in one section at Camelback Ranch. And I'll never forget, Jock Peterson looked at him, and this is when AJ had been in the big leagues with the Diamondbacks for quite some time, right? And this is a kid that played at Notre Dame. I mean, he's seen some stuff, right? I'll never forget, Jock Peterson was like, "Welcome to the big leagues." And there's something to be said about that. It wasn't like AJ was a rookie. But it was like he had been in the big leagues for enough time to be a free agent. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And it's true. Playing for the Dodgers is not like playing for other teams. It's just a step above. It's just a different level of organization, community, the way that they treat the families, the way that they go about their business. It's like you heard Joe Kelly say that, we're the Dodgers. We knew that the Yankees were a terrible defensive team. We're the Dodgers. We know everything. And he's not wrong in that. He's not wrong that they do have access to everything. So,
and they ask their team to play the game the right way. And that comes from Dave, that comes from the front office, but it also comes from the guys, the field generals like Justin Turner in the past, like Miguel Rojas now, Austin Barnes. The accountability starts, Jock Peterson, those type of people. It starts when you are a Dodger, when you put on that Dodger uniform. There's expectations that are different than every other organization. And when they go out and sign Shohei Ohtani, those expectations go even higher. So I love what you're saying there. Yeah. And for Jock to tell that to Pollock, that's pretty good.
By the way, I'm keeping Kike Hernandez just for October.
Listen,
I'm serious.
I'm a changed man on Kike Hernandez. Him and I have had a very hit and miss relationship over the years. My dude still has me blocked on Twitter for something I think I said 10 years ago. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, Kike. Whatever it was that I said. But the same way, Teoscar Hernandez, proven postseason performer. Kike Hernandez, get them Hernandez boys back. He can play everywhere, and I think he had his taste of being like a full-time starter or whatever, having a role where he knows he's going to be in that lineup every single day. He did that in Boston. I'm hoping he got it out of his system where he understands that, I think he told Dave Vassegh after the World Series, like the opportunity for Kike Hernandez always arrives. It always shows up where he's going to need to be that guy in this Dodgers lineup. Didn't start the first 2 games of the postseason. We were clamoring for him to get into that lineup in Game 3 in San Diego. Got in the lineup, never came out of the lineup again, and had a lot of big-time moments, a lot of big-time heroics, and that's just what Kike Hernandez does. Like Dave said, he wishes he could find a way to channel that kind of whatever it is that makes Kike like more focused in the postseason, channel that in the regular season. Hey, maybe you have yourself like a serious all-star slugger or whatever, but still what he brings to a clubhouse, what he brings to a manager as somebody who could play everywhere at an elite level over 162 games. I think that's very important. I think now you saw it as part of the parade as well, Alanna. What did Kike and Andrew Friedman had a little moment. Kike says, "Hey, you brought me back for a 3rd time." Andrew Friedman in the background, you hear, "I just can't quit you." I think he will be back, and he should be back.
You don't need that type of focus in the regular season. You have the top part of the order. You need Kike to be Kike in the postseason. I like the way that it is. Let me ask you this though. Kevin Kiermaier is retiring, so there goes a left-handed bat in the outfield. Do you want Jock Peterson? He's a free agent. He opted out of the Diamondbacks mutual option.
Kevin Kiermaier had a bat?
Well,
boom!
He was
Roasted.
Wow. That's
rude.
Poor guy.
Unnecessary.
It's
World
rude.
champion.
It's
World
rude.
champion. He had a joke about it when Doc was talking about like how important this outfielder was for us. And Kevin
I'm just
Kiermaier
saying they're both left-handed outfielders. Do you want Peterson or not?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Jock can't play outfield anymore. He's a DH. He loves his ice cream. We get it. No, we're good.
No?
He's
so we're moving on.
Yeah. We're happily moving on. Don't want him. I don't want Juan Soto. Willie Adames, Nate Eovaldi makes a lot of sense for this club. But the important thing is Dodgers are in a phenomenal spot. Absolutely phenomenal spot. Once again, this postseason or this offseason to somehow improve a already stellar World Series championship team. So it's a fun time to be a Dodger fan and a fun time to be covering this team.
By the way, Cody Bellinger has opted to go back to the Cubs, so that is another left-handed outfielder that the Dodgers will not be entertaining. All right, time now for Last Licks.
Let's do it.
All right, we appreciate this opportunity to introduce you to both Priya and Bernadette. That is Priya. She will be 6 months old on November 14th. She is one of 7 siblings that were born to Boogie. That's her sister Bernadette. So again, it's the Big Bang Theory litter. 5 of the 7 have been adopted. So we're excited for Sheldon and Leonard and Beverly and Amy. I'm missing one. It doesn't matter.
Sheldon?
So Bernadette, Sheldon. Yeah, Sheldon, Leonard, Amy, Beverly were all adopted. There's
Penny was
adopted. Yes. Thank you so much. So that is Priya. And then we also have Bernadette. They are 6 months old, American Bulldog, German Shepherd mixes. They are super healthy, super playful, great with kids, super with other dogs, microchipped. They will both be spayed in the next week and a half. I tell you, they're great dogs, and you want to get them when they're this young because they're still very coachable. Please reach out. They definitely need their forever families before they get too old. It's great to have a puppy that you can mold and train the way that you want. So please reach out to GoodreadsGuardian.org for that. All right. Before we say goodbye and we talk to Clint about what's coming up on All Dodgers, we want to tip our cap to the great Juan Toribio. He is leaving the beat, no longer with MLB.com. He is moving back to Miami to get close to his family again. He, of course, covered the Los Angeles Dodgers the last few years. Prior to that, he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. For now, he says, thank you. Baseball is the best, and we're going to miss him because he's been tremendous just covering the Dodgers on a daily basis and also being a friend of the program here. He was always very giving of his time. So best of luck to you, Juan. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you down the road.
Hey, you know what? He went out on top just like you went out on top, covering the Dodgers full time. So championship in 4 years again, guys. That's how it works, I think.
Yeah, every 4 years. 4 more years. I mean, it'd be nice to do it next year, too. All right, what's coming up on All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas?
I honestly think I'm taking the night off. We did a show yesterday, myself and producer Kevin, where again I did get a chance to clown on him ever so slightly about his Mookie Betts should return to shortstop take. But we put out an episode yesterday, streamed a whole bunch of people in the chat. Appreciate people hanging out. People very much, I think, they still want Dodger baseball to be happening, and they're very excited for what should be another exciting offseason. So check out that video. I will have more content coming out this week. Should be back there live on Thursday. But the best way to find out what's going on, just hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, as you should with this channel as well, guys. Please do like these videos, share them to get more people interested in Dodger baseball. It's going to be another fun season. It's going to be another fun off season. It's going to be a lot of Dodger talk coming your way all winter long.
Yeah, we love it. This breakup is tough, man. 145 days until pitchers and catchers report. This is tough, but we're going to have you covered all off season long with all of the big moves. Don't forget, we have a special episode this week on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we're not on Thursday. I have to travel, but Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Bring a friend, smash that like button. Thanks so much for being here. For our producer, Sarah, all the things, Clint Pasillas, Alanna, Rizzo saying goodbye. We'll see you Wednesday. Go Dodgers.
Bye.